Hello guys and welcome back for another video. So today we have got some important things that have been currently happening. So let's dig right into it. So the entire crypto market is quietly preparing for a future that most people aren't even talking about or don't even know about yet. And at the same time, billions are being accumulated, audits are finally happening, and Ethereum might be showing early signs of strength over Bitcoin. So today, we're going to break everything down because there's a lot happening and some of it could shape the next phase of the market. So first up, something that sounds almost sci-fi, but is actually very real. So the Ethereum Foundation has launched a new research hub focused entirely on protecting the network from quantum computers. Now, this might not sound urgent, but here's the thing. If quantum machines become powerful enough, they could theoretically break the cryptographic signatures that secure Ethereum today. So as you guys can see on the screen right now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. So what are they doing about it? They've already committed to $2 million towards this initiative, and more importantly, they've made it a priority. So here's the timeline. Initial changes could begin as early as 2026, and a full transition to quantum-resistant systems is targeted by 2030. This isn't just a theory, testing is already underway, and teams are actively building the tools needed for this shift. So why does this matter? Pretty much, Ethereum isn't waiting for a problem. It's preparing years in advance. And overall, this is a very strong signal of long-term thinking. And now next up, we have a story that's been years in the making. So Tether is finally moving toward its first full-scale audit. And this time, it's one of the big four firms. Now, if you've been in crypto for a while, you'll know that this is a big deal. So for years, Tether has faced criticism for not conducting a proper independent audit of its reserves. Up until now, they've only released attestation reports, which are limited reviews and not full audits. And historically, the big four firms actually avoided the Tether due to reputational concerns. But now, that is changing. If this audit is completed successfully, it could increase trust among institutional investors, improve standing with regulators, and strengthen confidence across the entire stablecoin market. And there's likely a bigger picture here. So with potential regulatory frameworks like the Clarity Act on the horizon, this move looks like preparation for a more structured, compliance-driven crypto environment. So this isn't just some kind of audit, it's kind of positioning in a way. And now let's talk about the flows, because this is where things might take a little turn. Tom Lee has just revealed a 140 million Ethereum purchase over the past week. That brings his total Ethereum holdings to around 10 billion. That just sounds insane. At the same time, around 200 million in Ethereum has been staked, and they're aiming for 4% by mid-April. To hit that, they need roughly another 359 million in Ethereum. And now, if we were to compare that to Bitcoin, Michael Saylor added about $75 million in Bitcoin in the same period, and has raised an additional $42 billion for future purchases. So what does this actually tell us? Institutions are accumulating aggressively, and not just buying, but locking supply through staking. And exactly why does this matter? This matters because there will be less liquid supply on the market, it'll increase long-term positioning, and it could be potential for a structural supply squeeze. And this is the kind of activity that doesn't always move price immediately, but often sets the foundation for much larger moves. And now finally, let's zoom into the charts. We're seeing an interesting shift in the market structure. So the most recent bearish fair value gap has been inverted and now is being respected as a bullish zone. So that's a subtle but important change. It suggests that the local balance is shifting toward the upside, and typically, when that happens, price tends to move toward the nearest liquidity. We also have additional confirmation from yesterday's daily close. A divergence has formed. Ethereum closed bullish, and Bitcoin showed relative weakness. This highlights something very important, and that's Ethereum is currently showing strength over Bitcoin. And in this kind of environment, Ethereum often leads. So in the short term, key targets are $2,197 for Ethereum and $71,800 for Bitcoin. So now, from a macro perspective, today is relatively quiet. No major economic data releases. Instead of volatility, we're more likely to see consolidation and positioning ahead of tomorrow's unemployment claims data. So that could be the catalyst for the next move. So to sum it all up, Ethereum is preparing for the future at a fundamental level. Tether is moving toward long-awaited transparency. Institutions are accumulating and locking supply. And then technically, Ethereum is starting to show relative strength. Now, the question is, does this all align into a bigger move? We'll soon find out enough. So if you found this useful, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you're looking to get started with trading or want access to the tools I use, check the link in the description below. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.